restoring Illinois to greatness. This is Illinois Rising, presented by the Illinois Policy Institute and hosted by AM 560's Dan Proft.
Dan Proft back with John Tillman, President and CEO of the Illinois Policy Institute. And John, obviously this week, Donald Trump became the presumptive Republican nominee for president and has created a lot of divided opinion. Obviously, the people that were supportive of him from the beginning are enthused, and some people who were not are in the, well, he won it fair and square, and we have to stop Hillary camp and are folding in. And then there are other people who are suggesting, look, I'm not comfortable supporting him, at least not yet. And frankly, in Illinois, I've got an out because Illinois is a blue state that Donald Trump can't win. So it's going to be easy for me, if I'm not comfortable with Trump, to just skip the race because as a voter in Illinois, my vote for president doesn't matter.
Passivity in politics at a time like this is, I think, a very bad strategy. And it is a binary game. It's either Hillary or Trump at this point, assuming it all comes forward, as you're saying. And I just... You know, Trump wasn't my guy. I voted for somebody else. But to me, I know the devil that is Hillary, and I don't want that. So therefore, it seems to me we have to kind of, in terms of thinking about this philosophically, in my personal opinions, I don't know how you abandon ship and don't participate.
What about those people that are rationalizing potentially not participating by saying Illinois is not in place, so my vote's irrelevant? That a Republican, no matter who it was, wasn't going to be able to put Illinois in play anyway. So why pay attention?
The presidential election has great impact on down-ballot races, and for those people who care about their state, Illinois, that they're professing love for, you ought to care about who wins elections for the House and Senate and the General Assembly. You might want to care about your congressman, who's going to represent you in Washington, and of course there's a Senate race with Mark Kirk against Tammy Duckworth. Those races all matter. Abandoning the presidential impact on this state means that you're going to see people lose those seats that should not lose those seats, and that's why it matters.
What about the potential for Trump to bring out voters of a center-right sensibility that in Illinois that haven't been participating for perhaps the last several elections, but may be willing to participate this time, not only to impact down-ballot races, but to maybe impact the margin between Hillary and Trump in Illinois even?
I think that's a great point. In fact, if you go back and look at 2012, Obama got 3 million votes to Romney's 2.1 million votes. If Romney had simply matched George W. Bush's 2004 number by people in this state not giving up the way we're now talking about and had tried to compete, instead of Republicans losing 7 seats, they would have had a shot at gaining 6 seats in the Illinois House and had control of the chamber. That's how thin Mike Madigan's margin is of control. It's not a landslide 17-point victory. He's got about a 4 to 5 point aggregate average in the House races. It matters where those races are because, as you always like to say, he's a great cartographer.
It's closer than it appears because Chicago piles up the margin, exactly. but those aren't competitive legislative races. So where it's competitive, it's actually quite tight.
That's exactly, and nobody seems to realize that. So then that's why the presidency matters, because if you turn out marginal Republican voters for the presidency, even if the state doesn't go Republican, you help these down-ballot races. This is something Madigan understands, not enough people on the right understand.
Well, thinking about it nationally, states that are similarly situated to Illinois, particularly in the Midwest, the kind of quote-unquote Rust Belt states, Ohio, Michigan, Illinois, Iowa, Wisconsin, that have been swing states, well, more swing than Illinois, but maybe swing this year, to your point about those inert voters that may get irked this time.
Yeah.
Do you think Trump wins the presidency? Can he win the presidency?
I am predicting Trump will win the presidency, and I've been saying it for a long time for a host of reasons that go to the point you're making. So I'll use Illinois numbers as an example. People are completely fixated on the Democrat dominance of African Americans, Hispanics, single women, and millennials. Obama got 93% of blacks, 71% of Hispanics, 67% of single women, and 60% of millennials. The secret that nobody knows and how weak the Democrat dominance is of national elections and electoral college is that he had to get those supermajorities in order to win states like Ohio, Virginia, Florida, even Pennsylvania, Michigan, Colorado, Nevada, New Mexico. All those states depend on these supermajorities. The other side of that coin that nobody talks about is that Obama only got 39% of the white vote. What Trump is doing is appealing to white voters as never before, and the biggest vein of untapped voters is non-voting white males. To just give you an illustration, in Illinois, 733,000 Hispanics voted in 2012. There are 1.8 million non-voting white males who did not vote. Trump is animating that part of the electorate, and that's why I think the conventional wisdom and the pundits are all wrong about his competitive position.
And that's a note of optimism for those who are fatalistic about Hillary.